Hi class, today I'll be talking about the flipped classroom learning performance management. So firstly, I'll be talking about performance monitoring. So what is it? It refers to some measurements used in the firm to measure the performance of the service delivery. So its purpose is to ensure goals or targets set are being achieved and demonstrate value of money for owners. So what does it monitor? So it can be used to monitor completion of work, inventory, contract of work, and many more. So next we'll be talking about service specifications. So what is it? It is a document that quantifies the minimum acceptable standard of service required by the customer. So this is normally part of the contract lah. So on the right we can see a table. So it will show what does these service specifications contain. So the first part will be terminology. So it will be defining the terms in the contract. Second will be the areas, the items, and the services. So the content will be the scope of areas and items or services being covered within these service specifications. So the third part will be external standards. So statutory requirements, recommendations, and industry accepted practices. So this will tell you what is expected from you. You have to deliver to your customers. So the fourth part will be internal standards. So corporate departments requirements. Previously accepted standards lah. So this one is within the firm itself. How are the departments being controlled or coordinated to what they're supposed to do. So the fifth part is characterize the areas, items, and services. So there will be a detailed procedure for each category. So the frequency of procedures for each category, meaning that what the firm is doing and what are they supposed to deliver to the customer. All these have to be specified accordingly so that everything will go on smoothly for the firm and will not cause any trouble. So next will be prescriptive and performance-based specifications. So prescriptive specifications focus on the input. So you will dedicate what's the need to be done, what needs to be done, and this cannot be changed once the contract is ongoing. So for example, empty rubbish bin. You have to collect all the rubbish into a bin and remove to the nearest designated area. So this is what is ongoing uh, every day. This procedure will not be changed because it's a standard thing. Okay, it'll be done every day. The next one we'll be talking about is a performance-based specification. So it focuses on the output. So you set a target, and the contractor can choose the most appropriate response to fulfill the target. So this approach is considered to be able to deliver the quality of service required at a lower cost, because you have your own means. You have your own. You can choose what ways you want to use to handle this performance. So you need not use the most expensive one. You can use the cheaper one, which also provides the same output, the same performance uh, from what you want from what you want to do. So the example is to ensure all bins are emptied at a regular basis. Okay, to make this simpler, because for example, right here you see on the one on the left, it shows that empty rubbish bin, collect all the rubbish into a bin and remove to the nearest designated area. For performance-based specification wise, because the bins may be full at any point of time, so you cannot use prescriptive specifications, because that only happens. It's just a standard thing. You have the empty rubbish bin, but this one you have to ensure that all rubbish bins are emptied at a regular basis, because it's not like every day 3 o'clock the rubbish bin is full. Maybe today 3 o'clock, tomorrow 1 o'clock. You wouldn't know when this thing is gonna happen. So you have to use performance-based specifications to make sure that the bins are always emptied. They are not filled to the brim, and they do not cause any pairs or any trouble to the firm. So next we'll be talking about service legal agreement, SLA. So SLA is a statement of intentions existing between the service provider and customer, the recipient of the service, setting out a specific level of service. So what does it contain? So it contains normal things, the name of both parties, roles and responsibilities of the both parties, scope of service provided, quality and performance target, price and rates, resources required, and method of communication. So SLA will also contain rewards and penalties for whether do you do a good job or is under expected, general payment terms, conflict resolution, and a change of procedure if needed to. So SLA, within SLA, the first part should be the agreement details. So the name of parties, like what I've said just now, date of agreement signed, the effective date, the period of the agreement. Second part will be the scope. So management or maintenance of the building, plant equipment, external landscaping. It is all according to property management wise, management of minor building works, management of utilities and telecom. The third part will be the delivery time, the fees, service priority categorized, and time, the fees and payment, how is it done. The fourth part will be performance. So there will be a submission of performance report done by the workers to show that what kind of work is being done by them, and how is it, how does it went through the performance measures. So part 5 will be customer service, customer or service providers interface. So it'll be communication, incentive, penalties, customers rating, feedback. So you can always use all these feedbacks from what you have to revise your SLA, to revise how to improve your firm, how to make it better, how to make everything go smoothly. Because all in all, what we want, what the owner expect is to definitely have a better service and definitely earn more money lah. So next we'll be talking about KPI, key performance indicator. So what is KPI? KPI is a measure of performance. So it measures commonly used to help organization define and evaluate how successful it is. So it typically in terms of making progress towards their own goals lah. KPI should be out of all something that I think everyone should have heard of before. It's like something it's like setting a goal for yourself. It's like the firm setting a goal for you, wanting you to achieve the goal or achieve more than what is being planned for you. So a lot of firms are using KPI no matter which department you're in. Imagine your sales. Maybe the firm wants you to close maybe about 500 sales by this year. So that's your KPI. You have to work towards it, because if everybody works towards it, you improve the firm. Definitely the firm will make more money. Maybe the boss will give you more bonuses. So KPI is very important to individuals like us when we are working in future lah. So how does KPI design using the SMART SMART criteria? So specific purpose for the service, you have to show the purpose for this service. So it must be measurable lah. You cannot give me something like, hey, you have to close 1 million sales by this year. Some things is not applicable. We are not able to do it. So it have to be something where we can achieve lah. You cannot over plan for this person, but you knowingly that this guy would not be able to achieve what have the plan the firm plan for them. So next will be you have to define the norms to be achievable lah. That's like what I said just now. So KPI have to be relevant to measure. and therefore able to manage. And lastly, it must be a time frame, a time phase. So the value of the or the outcome shown have to be predefined and in a relevant period. So normally what they do is year by year, every year this KPI thing. So they can track over the years how is this individual doing, how's the firm doing overall. So you cannot do it like, hey, this year you do, next year you don't do, 3 years later you do, 3 years later you don't do. It have to be a regular basis for you to track. It cannot be once every 2 years you do one time, then you stop for 5 years, then you do again. But if you do that way, um, the report, the things that you got would not be accurate for you to improve your firm in future. So like what I said just now, KPI can be used in almost every department in the firm. Next, we'll be talking about benchmarking. So what is benchmarking? Benchmarking is comparing one business process and performance to the industry best and the best practices from other companies lah. So definitely, like what I said just now, from what I said just now, the first point, you have to know that this is used for better improvement of the firm, and it is also one of the most used tools, as it is easy to use and easy to understand. So it provides simple yet effective means for measuring performance and cost, leading to a better understanding of best value. So what are objectives of benchmarking? So to determine what and where improvement are called for, to analyze how other organizations achieve their high performance level. So you can always use benchmarking to make sure you know what is happening in this industry, what are people doing nowadays for you yourself, your firm, to improve to a next level, to a next standard, marking yourself a standard that the market, the industry is accepting. You cannot be, now it's 2021, you cannot be doing what people are doing in the 1960s, in the 1970s. You definitely have to move on. You have to improve yourself to make sure that you are not outdated in a sense. So you have to use this information to improve your own performances. Next, you'll be talking about contract administration. So diligent contract administration is essential if the organization is to achieve continual improvement in the management of its services. So this meaning this is essential for the firm, for the organization, if they want to continue to improve themselves in the management of this service. So what does it normally contain? It contains roles and responsibilities which should be clarified, clearly defined and allocated, meaning different department, you have to make sure they know what they're supposed to do, what should they cover, the scope of their job. Next will be contract, should have its own contract manager lah. So it's easier in a sense, each person is focused to one project base. They will not be confused, and they have more time and energy to make sure that all projects are being completed at the best services provided. So a help desk, next to a help desk should be set up to manage an interface between the customer and service provider, regardless whether the service providers are in-house or outsourced. So it's like customer service. Any problem you can call in, and you can make sure that whatever you're doing is correct, and and if you need any help, they'll be able to help you. Lastly, the frequent meetings should be held with the service providers to discuss the performance in the early days of the contract. Meaning when this contract has just been started, the first few months, service providers and customers should meet up oftenly to discuss whether they are what they provided for their customer. It's more they can provide better improvements, better services. So in any sense, if the customer finds that this contract doesn't make that it doesn't it doesn't, how to say, it doesn't provide up to date or up to standard services. They could react these they could feedback this to the service providers lah. So the service providers will know what to do and how they could improve on them their own products to make sure that all of this is being improved so that the next customer will be able to receive better products from them. So next will be talking about contract review. So what is contract review? So it's a rational analysis and thorough examination of legal agreement before it's signed. So when we come to this stage, you have to make sure that you know what you're doing and to go through everything, all the legal agreements before you sign it. You have to make sure that everything is safe for you, both parties lah. So secondly, includes clarifying of contract details or facts. So you have to make sure that the risk, everything in the contract, everything is a win-win situation. We do not want any parties to lose out on anything as much as what we can do lah. So thirdly, will be help to reduce the risk and increase the likelihood of positive business impact for all parties involved. Like what I said just now, we want it to be a win-win situation for both parties lah. So fourth, it'll be important leading up to specific events such as renegotiating or opt-out windows lah. So contract reviews normally it will not be a one-day thing lah. So you can bring it back, read through and if you find that there's any things that need to be renegotiated, you can bring it up to the service providers, then you can negotiate with them with what you think is not fair to you in the contract. Lastly, contract review is typically the last opportunity for you to identify and request needed changes before getting locked into an agreement. So you have to make sure that you know what is going on, what you expect, what you want from the service provider to make sure that whatever is stated in the agreement is up to standard, is up to what the firm is looking out for before you sign it. So if there's any changes you want to make with the contract, this is the last chance, the last opportunity you can make use of to change it. Once it's signed, everything is set. You have no way to change it. If you want to break the contract, then you have to pay a certain fee or something to change it lah. So what have to be addressed? So comparison of tender costs against the actual cost. Okay, current performance rating. You have to make sure that what the service providers you have found is top notch. So ideas for improving and or providing better value for money and increase customer satisfaction. You have to make sure that what you both parties are bringing up, you have to make sure that these ideas are able to attract customers, and bring in more businesses, and not to just you have this thing, but you do not use it to attract customers, then there's no point to this. So lastly will be prompt highlighting and discussion of issues, thereby avoiding escalation and further dispute lah. So contract review is really the last opportunity that I said just now to make sure that everything is properly stated. Both parties know what they are doing, what is included, what is stated inside the contract, making sure that in future there will not be any dispute, or you have to avoid any misunderstanding. So before you sign a contract, you have to be very sure, make sure that everything here is stated correctly lah. So in future you do not want to have dispute, you don't want to bring it to court, you don't want to fight about what is within the contract. You have to make sure that as of now, reading through everything, you make sure that, okay, so maybe part A, part B, part C, correct, but part D, I find that we do improve on this part D lah, making it fair to both of us. Cannot be is siding the service provider by not siding the customer. You have to be a win-win situation, make it fair, so that in future there will not be any disputes lah. So we come to the end of this presentation. Thank you very much.